right, Shalom. I want to start off, as always, by giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Bacha Kodash, double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love to the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity, and I also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, I wanted to do a part 2 to the Cbdc insight and control. And I have this video pulled up here from Coin Bureau. All right. And it's a 25-minute video, but I'm not going to play the entire video. I may only play like maybe 7 to 10 minutes of it. And Lord willing, I'll come back later on tonight and do a part 3 on the other half of this video, okay, because there's a lot of information in it. But I just want to speak about this, man, because it's very important. This is where the world is heading. And if you're paying attention, you see Esau's digital prison being pushed into planet Earth, man. Most people at the moment are distracted. They are in the holiday spirit. They're getting prepared for Christmas. So people are traveling, they're working longer than usual. And so on and so forth, man. Everybody is in Whoville, okay? And if you don't know what Whoville is, I suggest you go and watch The Grinch, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I say people are in Whoville right now. But most people, who are getting prepared for the holidays, man, they're depressed, okay? That holiday spirit isn't what it used to be here in Babylon, man. I remember about, 15 years ago when you went out, driving around the neighborhoods, you saw almost every house had, Christmas lights and, big, a frosted snowman. What are those things called? Inflatables in their yards. But times are different now, okay? Christmas is not what it used to be. But people are still trying to psych themselves up for this BS. It's a bunch of madness, man, okay? And it's a big distraction from what's really is important and what's going on in the planet Earth, man. It's a lot happening, bro, okay? A lot is happening, man. And it's hard to cover everything, but what we can cover through the spirit, we do. So here's a video here from Coin Bureau, and it says, watch out, CBDC's coming to your country. Now, I have the chapters here pulled up on the side, as you can see here, man. She's going to go through, a few countries that are piloting CBDCs, man. As you can see here, it says North America, South America, Europe and the UK. It says Asia and Oceania. I think that's how you say that word. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. It says Middle East and Africa. So that's pretty much everybody, okay? That's pretty much everybody, man. It's piloting these CBDCs, bro. And if you go and talk to the, average person, man, and you ask them about central bank digital currencies, they don't have a clue, okay? I actually, I think it was maybe like, I say about 6 or 7 months ago, I went to the bank and I was talking to this lady, man, and I asked her about Fed Now, and I asked her about central bank digital currencies. She didn't have a clue what that was. She worked for the bank. She didn't have a clue what a central bank digital currency was, Fed Now. Okay, none of it. All right. And then she told me, she said, you know what? I'm going to ask my supervisor about it because it sounds interesting and I want to know about this. But anyway, as you can see, she's gonna go through a few countries here, all right, that's piloting CBDCs. And as I said, man, I'm not gonna play this whole video, all right, because it's long, but she bring out a lot of information. And I encourage you, brothers and sisters out there, if you have a chance, um, go watch the whole video, man. Okay, it's on Coin Bureau page here. Subscribe to him, and he does a lot of good videos. So without further ado, let's get into the lesson here. I got the video somewhat sped up, so if it's kind of fast to you, you can go watch them on your own. All right. So here we go.
While everyone is distracted by the current thing, central banks around the world have been rushing to roll out their CBDCs. They've made a lot of progress over the last few months, and in some countries, it looks like these dystopian digital currencies are about to launch. That's why today we're going to explain what CBDCs are, give you an update about CBDC developments around the world, and reveal which countries are resisting this terrifying trend. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, are digital currencies created by central banks. At first glance, this sounds benign. After all, most currencies are already digital, right? Well, not exactly. If you listen to what central bankers have been saying about CBDCs, you'll quickly realize they're not just digital currencies. You see, although most currencies are already digital, you have the freedom to do what you want with your money, for the most part. You can buy whatever you want, whenever you want, assuming that you have the money. And you don't have to worry about your savings being frozen. That is, of course, unless you're protesting against the Canadian government, but that's a topic for another time. Now, the relative freedom that you have with digital currencies today is ultimately a consequence of the fact that if your bank was to block your transactions or freeze your savings, you would probably go and find another bank. In other words, you have the ability to choose. You have the freedom to opt out. With a CBDC, however, it will not be possible to opt out. That's because with a CBDC, all your money will be stored directly at the central bank. And well, there's only one central bank. This centralization makes it possible for central banks and the government to control all of the transactions in the economy. Put it simply, in a CBDC system, what you can do with your money will fundamentally be determined by the central bank and the government. If this sounds
Right. Once again, that's the type of control that these people are going to have over you. They will be able to dictate what you can buy and sell, man. What you can just ultimately do with your finances, bro. If you do something contrary to what they say, not to do, so to speak, as in speaking out against the government, preaching the Bible like we do, okay, they can just shut you out, man. That's how serious it's going to get. All right, once again, it may sound like a broken record. That's fine. But once these things hit, you're going to wish, all right, that you have prepared yourselves for what's coming down the pipe, man. Here we go.
terrifying, that's because it is. It would mean the end to financial freedom. That is actual financial freedom. The ability to decide what to do with your money. Don't believe me? Well, consider this. The now infamous quote from Augustin Cartesins, the general manager of the Bank for International Settlements, or BIS, the so-called Bank for Central Banks. He states, a key difference with the CBDC is that the central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of the expression of central bank liability. And also, we will have the technology to enforce that. Translation, we control your transactions, not you. And if you think that you can opt out by using cash or gold, think again. If you watched our first video about the EU digital euro, you'll recall that the ECB explicitly stated that the digital euro would replace cash, and even implied that the digital euro would have the potential to replace stores of value like gold.
Right. This digital currency is going to replace cash, man. Now, they may come out and give you the illusion of, well, you know what? You can just, use cash and these CBDCs. That's a lie. That's a trap. This digital currency is about to replace cash, man. Okay? They've said this time and time again. We reported on it. All right. We've showed you the information, the videos. This is what it is, man. I mean, you cannot get around this stuff, bro, because it's prophecy. Okay. Eventually, this CHIP is going to be implemented for everybody, and you pretty much won't have a choice but either to get down with this system or be homeless. Okay. Now we know for us in the faith, those of us who believe in Yahweh Shai, we know that the Most High promised through His Word to take care of us, man. How He's going to do it, we don't know, but He promised to do it. That's the hope, man. But it's going to get to the point, man, to where you're going to have to make some very hard decisions, bro. So I mean, some very uncomfortable decisions, man. That's not going to feel good in the flesh. Going to be trying to the spirit, okay? But guess what? Those decisions are going to have to be made. You know, to the point where you're being homeless, man. You know, in your family, okay? It's going to be trying, bro. But we got to keep the faith until the end, man. And the Most High promise to come through for us. So that's what I'm banking on. I don't want to take no CHIP, bro. I don't want this devil, all right, controlling my life, man. Hell no. Hell no. Okay. Now, granted, you know, we'll be able to use the CBDCs, but as far as CHIP being put in my body, no, sir. But shit, even with the CBDCs, it's going to be fucking hard, bro. Like, it's going to be real hard, man. Esau know who we are, bro. Once again, like I said in the last video, man, he know exactly who we are. Out there on the highways and byways, he know who you are, bro. And when we go up, you know, the so-called sign up for these CBDCs and the digital IDs and stuff like that, you can get ready. Go out to the highways and byways and prophesy with CBDCs. They're going to cut your shit off. You can get ready, bro. So this stuff is going to be trying, bro. Will you still preach? Will you still believe, man? All right. You know, when shit is cut off and you can't go to the grocery stores, you can't pay your rent, can't pay your car notes, can't pay this, can't pay that, because you're standing on the truth. It's going to get real, man. All right. Real quick, let me get this here. Because you mentioned, you know, the a digital euro, right? And I went into this before, but as you can see, this is the European Central Bank. All right, this is their website that goes into the digital euro. It's under payments and markets. Okay, and you can go in here and you can read about the digital euro and what they're planning to do. Okay, Esau puts it out there for you, man, but you have to do the research. Okay, they have a video for you to watch, all of this stuff. You can go and read about it, but this is where the world is heading, man. Okay, so real quick, let me get this here. This is Psalms chapter 64 and verse 5 in the NLT Bible. It says, they encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Meaning what? Esau, he's having these meetings in secret, all right? These councils. And they're planning on how to pretty much CHIP the world. And how do we know this? By this information that's being presented, man. This is what they're talking about in their meetings, man. How to implement these CBDCs. How to eventually get the people CHIP. And the Most High God, he's going to allow this man to get his way for a dispensation of time. It says, who will ever notice, they ask, as they plot their crimes, right? Because this is a crime against humanity. Dictating what people can buy and sell. Shutting off my money because I speak out against the government, or I don't, you know, get down with the alphabet community or preaching the Bible. You're gonna just shut me out of, a society. I can't buy and sell. I can't get a house. I can't get a loan. It's a crime, man. I can't go to the grocery store and buy food. All because I won't bend the knee to your system. It says, as they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. To them, this crap is the perfect plan, man. Because they will be able to totally control your life, man. Total control. Just like Ann Russo was telling Edward Jones, bro, this shit gonna get real, man. So we have to prepare our minds, man, our souls for the trials ahead of us. Okay? Next precept here. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 140, verse 4. It says in NLT Bible, O Yahweh Bashim Shai, keep me out of the hands of the wicked. Protect me from those who are violent, for they are plotting against me. Esau, he's plotting against us, man. To trap us, right? The proud have set a trap to catch me. They have stretched out a net. They have placed traps all along the way. So he got traps everywhere, man. There will be no escaping this system unless you say to hell with it and go and be a pilgrim in the earth. Because it might get to that, man. I remember the apostle was saying that, bro, that brothers might have to go to the wilderness, bro, to flee, okay? And being here in Babylon the Great, we have certain comforts, man. Have our favorite couch, our favorite pillow, or our bed feel good. Got the toothbrush, the toothpaste, the deodorant, right? Your good fragrance, okay? Central heat, central air. We are used to those things. Having a cell phone, going on the internet, that's about to change. Drastically change, okay? So you got to prepare your mind for it. But here we go, back in the video, man.
And it's not just the ECB either. According to the BIS, over 90% of central banks are in the process of rolling out CBDCs, and some have rolled them out already. This is despite the fact that the BIS own research found that the voluntary adoption of CBDCs by citizens is only between 4 and 12%. As we've seen with the rollouts of some CBDCs, however, the actual adoption rate seems to be even lower. If you watched our video about Nigeria, you'll know that only 0.5% of the population adopted its e-Naira CBDC after 1 year. The government went as far as to trying to restrict cash use to increase its adoption. And guess what? It worked. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to smash that like button to help others find it. Now, this brings me to the CBDC updates that we've seen over the last few months. Because this is such an important topic, we've taken the effort to look at CBDC updates in most of the major countries and regions. Note that you can find your country or region using the timestamps in the description. Let's start with North America, namely the United States. In April, North Carolina passed a law banning the use of CBDCs in the state. 1 month later, Florida followed suit. What's interesting is that these laws seem to have been inspired by the backlash against Fed's FedNow payment system. If you watched our video about FedNow, you'll know that it's a precursor to a CBDC system. In plain English, it puts the technology in place for a CBDC rollout, specifically settling regular payments directly at the central bank. Fed officials also admitted in a presentation that FedNow will evolve into a CBDC. For context, FedNow was launched in July, and the pushback against it and a CBDC continued for some months. It even got to the point that popular podcasters like Joe Rogan were discussing CBDCs with their guests. Spoiler alert, they are not fans of CBDCs. Nobody who loves freedom is, and that's everyone. That being said, it does appear that Democrat politicians in the United States are in favor of a CBDC. This is something that we've noticed in our analysis of crypto hearings. Democrats have argued that the US needs a CBDC if it wants to stay competitive with countries like China, which are rolling out their own CBDCs. Republicans, on the other hand, have warned about the centralized control aspect of a CBDCs And many Republican politicians have tried passing anti-CBDC legislations at a federal level. As you might have guessed, Republicans hold a majority in the 2 states that have banned CBDCs.
Look, man, you can try to so-called pass your little laws against CBDCs. You can protest. You can do whatever you're going to do. You're not going to stop it, man. Okay? Ron DeSantis or any of you so-called right-wing Edomites, you ain't stopping a damn thing, man. How do we know this? Because of biblical prophecy. The elites are going to get their way, man, because the Most High is going to allow them to get their way. Now, they won't be successful in fully implementing their way, but they're going to get a chance to see His people and to have this control. And I just have a few precepts to prove that. First one here is in Job. All right, this is Job chapter 20, verse 22. It says, in the fullness of His sufficiency, meaning what? In the fullness of this digital MOTB system that's coming, man. All right, that's what it's going into. He shall be in straits, meaning what? In a place of difficulty and trouble. Because it's not going to go as he got it in his mind, as he truly wants it, man. It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Now, if you go into this word wicked here, all right, here in the Hebrew, this is H6001. The word is Imal, okay? The I, the Ma, and the La. Imal. And it says here, laborer, sufferer, wretched one, laborer, workman. So this goes into the people, man. All right? The laborers, the workmen, they're going to rise up against the government, man. And the Most High God going to make them rise up, okay? That's in 2nd Ezra 15. Or 2nd Ezra 16. It's going to get bad out here, bro. But Esau, he will not be able to have his way, man. Totally, okay? It says sufferer. All right, that's the people. Okay, Jacob is included in this. All right? So going here to the next verse now in Job 20, verse 23. Verse 23, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, right? When you have, all right, a good meal, a good dish that you like, you want to consume that whole meal. Well, Esau's meal is this digital prison, man, this MOTB system. He wants to fill his belly with that, right? But the scripture says when he's about to fill his belly, meaning when he thinks that everything is in place for him, when he can truly just sit back, you know, and lick his chops, right? It says the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So in the midst of this fourth industrial revolution, right? This damn digital prison, the Most High gonna judge this nigga, man. So we're very close. We're very, very close, man. We understand that it's not going to be comfortable, bro. It's going to be very trying. But the implementation of this MOTB system is a key to our salvation. It's a one step closer, man, to the end. So we need it to happen. No matter how trying it's going to be, how uncomfortable it's going to be, we need this stuff to happen, man. So we can get to the kingdom, bro, and get the hell out of Babylon, man. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bolt of steel shall strike him through. What's that going into? The ICBM missiles. The nuclear destruction, man. That's what's going to happen. And we see World War III is being pushed every day in the earth, man. Everything is being set up, each and every day. It says it is drawn and coming out of the body. What's the body that the bull steel is coming out of? Those silos that holds those nuclear missiles. It says, yea, the glittering sword coming out of his gall, terrors are upon him. So these missiles will be a terror to Esau, man, and destroy this coming digital prison, man. All right. Next precept here. All right. The famous Revelation 13. And I get to the point here, 16 verses says, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So we know according to prophecy, Esau will get a chance to see her people and to implement this digital system. So these guys who are trying to pass these laws to stop the CBDCs and whatnot is not going to work, man. So I'll play a little bit more of this video here, then I'll close out, all right?
What's fascinating is that even some members of the Fed have been skeptical of CBDCs. That's because they don't seem to be required, and research by the central bank themselves suggests that CBDCs could pose significant financial stability risks, never mind the centralized control aspects. If you're wondering when the US could see a CBDC, the answer seems to be not anytime soon. According to a recent report by the Bank of America, a digital dollar may not come for around another 3 to 5 years. Now, this is an estimate to remember, given that
3 to 5 years, that's before 2030. 3 years from now will be what? 2027, I believe, right? 5 years from now will be what? 2029, 2028. So it's before 2030. And we know according to Esau's plans, they want these things to be implemented before 2030. Those sustainable development goals, right? We've shown that time and time again. So it's all going according to plan. Esau's plans, that is. Okay.
mega banks like Bank of America technically own the Fed. Now, south of the Rio Grande, there have been lots of CBDC updates out of Latin America, namely in Brazil and Argentina. In May, Visa and Microsoft participated in Brazil's CBDC pilot. This is scary, considering that in July, a developer discovered that Brazil's CBDC contains code to freeze transactions and delete funds. This was discovered because some of the code for Brazil's CBDC was posted on GitHub by the central bank. The developer in question claims to have reverse engineered the CBDC using this code. This sounds unlikely until you realize the CBDC is based on Ethereum and the developer was a crypto developer. Note that Brazil's CBDC is using a private and permissioned copy of Ethereum, not Ethereum itself. Anyways, the most recent update from Brazil was that the central bank had revealed its name and its logo for the CBDC, and it was called DREX, where the D stands for distributed ledger technology, the R stands for real, the Brazil's national currency, the E stands for electronic, and the X stands for connection. 90s movie references aside, there have been even scarier CBDC updates out of Argentina. Just last month, then presidential candidate Sergio Massa said that he wants to use CBDCs to solve the country's inflation problem. For reference, Argentina's inflation rate is currently at a whopping 142%. Conversely, Javier Milei, the newly elected president, has promised to abolish Argentina's central bank and replace the national currency with the US dollar. Milei is seen as being pro-crypto, which is a little bit odd given that dollarization would likely reduce Argentina's crypto adoption. Everyone there is using crypto. In any case, it seems that Argentina...
Salakia, real quick, I just got an update from the
Argentina's central bank is planning on pushing ahead.
From the, what is it? What is this here? The Associated Press. It says that a 7.6 magnitude earthquake has struck off the coast of the Philippines. It says the U.S. U.S. Geological Survey says a tsunami warning has been issued. So a 7.6 magnitude earthquake just struck off the Philippines, man. Oh my goodness. And Lord willing, get a chance to update on that, or look into that, man. But here we go.
Ahead with its CBDC, regardless of who's in power. One central bank official already said that they plan to use CBDCs to combat tax evasion. Argentina's central bank should be introducing its CBDC bill in the coming weeks. Note that we'll leave a link to a few tools so you can use to keep track of CBDC developments in your country in the description.
We interrupt this programme for an emergency crypto weather forecast. Get ready for a whirlwind of savings. We're seeing some high-pressure sign-up bonus systems forming in the northeast.
Okay, man, so here's all I'm going to play here on this video. Lord willing, I can come back on hopefully later tonight to do a part 3 to this video. She's covered, North America and South America. Next, she's going to go into, Europe and the UK, Asia, right, the Middle East and Africa. Just showing how these nations are preparing, man. And everything is being put in place. All right, just as prophecy said, he calls it all. So we're seeing the infrastructure being implemented. And it's only a matter of time for this thing truly hits. So I'm going to close out, man. I pray these lessons are defined. I'm going to close out by giving our praise to Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Shem HaKodash. The abundance unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and blessings unto the elect. Shalom. Shalom.